Welcome back, film fans, to another episode of We're going to be talking about a movie today. So the movie that we're going to be talking about today is A Streetcar Named Desire, 1952, directed by Elia Kazan, starring Marlon Brando, Vivien Leigh, Carl Malden, and Kim Hunter as the star cast. Now, the most important thing about talking about a movie is we have to have seen it. So I implore those of you who have not seen the movie to go watch it right now. It's really, really good. But there are some pitfalls that we're going to be talking about today. So spoilers ahead. I'm just going to dive right into it. The movie sucks for one main particular reason. And that is, it is very, very difficult to understand why it's so fucking good. I got you. It's like literally the greatest movie of the 20th century. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, a couple of little fun facts about the movie. It was on Broadway for about 2 years. Not all of the cast. I believe Vivien Leigh was not the original Blanche DuBois. She was actually cast in replacement of, I believe it was Tallulah Bankhead, or somebody along that, in that old Hollywood kind of pretty lady on the stage. And basically the reason was she was recast because, well, she wasn't quite as good as Vivien Leigh. But it's very interesting to think that Carl Malden, Kim Hunter, and Marlon Brando all spent 2 years on Broadway doing this show. And if you were to give somebody 2 years to practice a show, you'd think it'd be one of the best shows ever. And that's why it's one of the best movies ever. It's one of the most practiced movies ever. But then you bring in like this wild card in Vivien Leigh, and you're not expecting her to bring something so beautiful to the screen. But the thing is, I've seen the movie about 8 times now. And you first watch the movie and you're kind of taken aback by everything. And that's the thing I tell film fans is, the most important thing is you have to watch a movie. You have to give it a couple of times. Some movies really demand to be watched at least once, maybe twice, maybe even 7 times. I mean, remember when La La Land came out? Everyone was talking about how bad it was, but then they hadn't seen it enough times. You have to see it at least 5 times before you understand why the movie is the way that it is, and why the love is so fucking heartbreaking, and why that we die so much every time we go to the movie theater, or every time we live and exist and breathe outside in our lives. We really need to go over these things. So basically, Streetcar Named Desire. A couple of little pointers. It's very, very easy to lose sight of who is the villain in this story, and that's the really, really interesting thing, is who is the villain is something that we look for in movies a lot. I mean, if a movie doesn't have a villain, then what's the point? It's just another Superman movie or whatever. Okay, so when you have in a movie, you have the presented villain is Stanley Kowalski. He's this kind of hard, kind of loud-mouthed, kind of brash guy who's very masculine and all that. And he's the bad guy because, well, he beats his wife, which is not a good thing to do. So that's one bad guy trait for him. But then you have Blanche DuBois, this woman who immediately, I mean, I'm just going to say it, I mean, males are much more likely to be viewed as villains. In the history of cinema, I mean, there's a million. There's 1,000 male villains for every one female villain. So instantly you have that to go up, and it's 1952. So how many female villains are you gonna get? But then you start to watch the movie, and you really begin to realize, like, she's done some bad things. Now, especially in those days, there's a lot of things in the movie that are glossed over. I mean, homosexuality is glossed over, and it's kind of, is he a woof? I believe Blanche DuBois says at one point when talking about Carl Malden's character, Mitch, when asking about his availability, and then of course prostitution. Blanche was a prostitute, and then she admits it later on in a very, very powerful speech. But what I'm getting down to is the more you watch this movie, it's difficult to tell who's the villain and who's the hero. Because in Stanley, I mean, being the charismatic son of a bitch that he is, he kind of really starts to sell to the audience, Blanche is a bad girl. She's a really bad woman, and she's done some bad things, which we all have. We've all done bad things. I've done bad things. You've done bad things. But that doesn't make us bad people. That doesn't make us the villain. And I guess when we talk about movies and traditional villains, we think about, Thanos. He's gonna kill half of everyone. That's, on par with Hitler. I mean, he's a fucking villain. But when you're talking about, like, yeah, hitting your wife is a very bad thing to do, Blanche slept with someone underage. If a man did that with a woman, over, right? Woman did it to a man. I mean, he was 17 years old. He's still a child. So when you talk about what actually happens in the movie, I mean, eventually it's kind of, it's mentioned that Stanley rapes Blanche, and that I don't believe in the movie it's talked about at all. He just says, I'm going to interfere with you, which, leave that up to what you think. I mean, on screen they just tussle, but in the play I believe he does rape her. So when you want to talk about, like, kind of moralities and who's done the worst things and who's done what, I believe that Stanley comes out as being the villain. But it is a masterclass in writing and directing and acting, and really who is the villain of the story. And just to go one more further, because I know we have a little bit more time together, watch the film and really begin to relate to it. I mean, it's a film in which it demands to be related to. It demands to be understood. It demands to be thought about. And it's so easy to think about it. I mean, I tried to read, I loved the film so much, I tried to read the play, and I sat down in a diner and I read the play, and it was so difficult to read, because it's just these pages and pages of words and dialogue. And so when you're watching, it's very easy to gloss over and lose things. So you rewatch it and rewatch it, and more things come to your mind. And when you find these characters, and it's so heart-wrenching when Blanche is so desperately trying to fight to be heard and seen, but she's losing her mind. And so she's fighting against that, and then she thinks she's found a good guy in Mitch, but he turns out to be just like all the other guys, and he's just thinks of her as a whore, and thinks, you're not clean enough to bring home to meet my mother. He says that to her. And then Stanley, he gets what he wants, and it doesn't matter who's in the way, and he'll get that person back, and he'll win them back, and he'll have them on his side, just with kind of a smile and a kind of a, hey, come on, you know. So he's a really bad guy. So what does this teach us in life? I mean, a great film, a great movie should really make a comment on society. So what is the comment on society? I believe the film, by the way, for possibly a lack of narrative, if you could have accused it of that. I mean, there's a basic storyline going on. This woman loses her house. She comes to New Orleans, and she is there to live with her sister because she has nowhere else to go. And then she slowly loses her mind until she's carted off to an insane asylum, and then the movie ends. I mean, that's not much of a story. I mean, compared to today's standards, where the average movie story is, they save the world, hooray. Saving the world and, like, losing your house is just crazy, you know? But the interwovenness of this movie is, it's really a human piece of art. And it's so classic, because I think we all experience what Blanche experienced, and that's kind of the quiet, captive person who can't quite speak their truth and no one will believe them, but they're desperately trying to get it out. And then on the flip side, you have the villain who has all the power and simply plays with his food, and he can do whatever he wants to do. Masterfully played by Marlon Brando. Masterfully played. And I really don't think he was like that at all, which is even more testament to his genius on screen. Kim Hunter too, I mean, really, playing Stella, she's just so, like, besotted by him, and he's really playing the masculine role and playing with her mind, and he knows how to get what he wants from her. I mean, I call Stella kind of weak, in the sense that she relies on the man, and she needs him to survive, but then that was the way, that was how it was, and partially can still be. I mean, it's much better now. But all that being said today, folks, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of really just a guy's opinion. Directed by David Lynch. That's coming up next. We're gonna have Blue Valentine. We're gonna talk about Blue Valentine next time. But if I'm gonna leave you guys with something, I'm gonna leave you with a little Blanche Dubois, which is, I don't want realism. I want magic. Which I think says something. This woman's been through so much pain in her life. Thank you all for watching.